First, just your reaction to Satterfield making the changes where he's going to participate more with you on defense.
Oh man, I think it's great. Number one, to get a perspective from an offensive standpoint, a guy that's called plays for multiple years, and a head coach as well. And I think what he's done the last couple of days is bring some ideas to the table of what gives them problems, and things that he see. Okay, well, if I were you guys, I would probably want to do it this way as opposed to that way, just because of what I think offensively, and that's helped. It's helped tremendously, and we welcome it. I mean, he's been awesome. We're trying to win. We're trying to win football games. So we're trying to do everything in our power to put these kids in positions, to be successful on the football field, so we can win games. And so we're all on board with that.
As part of this whole approach to trying to get things correct on the defensive side of the ball, do you think that could maybe involve getting Westward Griff potentially more involved in play calling from time to time, kind of like how Lance Taylor is now?
Well, I think what we've done defensively, in the headset, everybody gives their ideas, and he may give me a call and I may call it, D-Nick may give me a call, I may call it, I may not. So we're all involved on the headset. Each and every series, we talk after the series and say, hey, what do you guys like? Same thing here and there, and I'll check those things, and those are some of the things we call. So he's heavily involved, just like all the rest of the coaches.
Bryan, Scott was saying, as far as, is there a common theme on the long plays or on the big
Yes.
plays that you've given up? And he was saying put guys in better position, but do you see schematically or anything that's kind of a common thread of what you've seen this year on those plays?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Jody, is this: we have to do a better job of. I have to do a better job of calling the game at times to make sure we have guys deep. Have as we call it, an umbrella in the backfield. And if we can do that, make teams drive it, we're actually pretty good defensively when we do that. But when we give up those explosive plays, I put Mick in a bad situation last week. I did. I was thinking run, and that's on me. And so I told him that after the game and after that series. But I got to do a better job putting those guys in situations to do what they do best. And if we can do that, I think we'll be a lot better defensively, not giving up those explosive plays.
Bryan, I guess as far as you and Scott, as he's mentioned, kind of working together hand in hand. Obviously, coach, assistant, and you guys have worked together for several years. But is this kind of new in terms of him sitting in the defensive rooms, kind of bouncing ideas off of you?
Just a little bit. I mean, he'll come in every now and then and poke his head in here and say, hey, this gives us problems, or this team did this versus us. What do you guys think about this? Or he may even ask us, hey, how do you attack? How should I attack? This type of defense. So we've always had a great working relationship. I think just this week we're all trying to win. We're trying to find ways to put more points on the board, to keep less points on the board, and to come out with a W. And so it's great to have him in our room a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, Bryan, when did he come to you and tell you he was going to make this change? And do you take it at all as a criticism of the performance of the defense?
Not at all. Not at all. He came to me on Sunday, after the game, and we sat down and talked, and it's just great. Man, we've been together for so long, and it's we're a family, and I think that you got to take constructive criticism no matter what, and I don't take that as a slight from him. We're just trying to win football games and help these kids be successful on and off the football field, and once we figure that out on the football field, I think everything else will be okay.
Bryan, one of the things that Yaya mentioned on Saturday is that Boston College maybe gave some different looks than you saw on film. Momo said something similar about Florida State a couple weeks ago. I guess what are those in-game adjustments like, and how do you, Boston College being the most recent, kind of respond to those?
Well, I think with Boston College, they gave us a couple of different run looks, but as far as the passing game, it was the same. The one thing I wish I would have done more of that we did a good majority of the game was double Zay Flowers. On a couple plays that I didn't double, and that's when it hurt us. And if I would have done that, made a better play calling decision on that, probably those 14 points are probably not on the board. And so we do make a lot of in-game adjustments, and I think second half, after that long touchdown, we made a lot of adjustments and got 6 points, the rest of the time. And so we continue to make adjustments, on and off the sideline. The players come to me, hey, coach, what you think about this? And we'll make those adjustments as well.
Scott, Scott was talking about their offense, and obviously last year, Armstrong had a big game against you guys. What have you seen with them? They've struggled offensively, this year. What have you seen kind of with Virginia?
I just think, different offense, first and foremost. And, sometimes when you got a quarterback that's been in the groove and been in the system for so long, you change him, you change the system. It may take a little time for him to get going. And you've seen it as of late, they're throwing for 210 a game right now and rushing for, almost 160 or so. And, I just see, sometimes the timing is off a little bit from him and the receivers. But he's still a really good quarterback. When he gets out of that pocket, he steps up, in those gaps and makes some throws down the field. And he's using his legs a little bit more now. I mean, he's the second leading rusher. And so, they still have a really good core group of guys on that offensive side. That was #1 in the pass offense in the country last year, with all the receivers at the back, the running backs, and of course, Brennan. And so we got to do a great job, of course, of, keeping the great umbrella on the coverage, not letting anything behind us, doing a great job of tackling and containing Brennan as he runs the football.
Lonnie Montgomery had a very good game, maybe his best game in quite some time.
Yeah.
Any reasons for that, other than maybe mad that he didn't start the week before?
Well, I think with Money, he's just a competitor. He's a great competitor, and we challenged him. He didn't start the South Florida game, and last week was probably his best week of practice since he's been here. And we say it all the time, practice makes perfect, and if you're putting the work in each and every day, you'll see the labors, you'll see the fruit of your labors on Saturday, and that's what he did. I mean, he came out and played lights out on Saturday, as well as he did in practice, and so it was exciting to see him. He just walked in the building, and was glad to see him have a great performance, and hopefully he can, back it up this weekend as well.
Last one.
You've seen Doman obviously more than we have in practice, trying to stop him. What impresses you about him? What can he do maybe for this offense if Malik is not able to go?
Yeah, I think Brock is he's just a level-headed kid. A lot of things doesn't seem to bother him. He's just a great human being, #1, and he studies the game. He's up here early this morning and up here all the time, watching film. And Brock can throw the football. He can throw the football, and if he does try to run it, I think he may try to run somebody over because he's a little stout. But no, he's a good football player that's very intelligent. That if he does have to go in and play, I think we have all the confidence in the world that he can go out there and get the job done. Good. Appreciate you guys.